Hey everybody, welcome to episode 19. It's Fright Night.
I was watching the new intro. I hadn't seen the new intro yet.
Oh yeah. I forgot to tell you guys I made a new intro.
It was good. Well, yeah, I think you did tell me. I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah, you think it's good? How does everyone else think about the new intro? Because it was kind of rushed.
I like the new intro. Well, first of all, I'm biased though because that's my favorite song from Zelda.
Yeah, mine too.
That's my hands down Solaria's Woods or whatever the fucking
Lost
Woods
Woods.
song.
Yeah,
Lost Woods, yeah.
yeah.
That's some
That,
good shit right there.
that was the one I could find on YouTube with no copyright, so I used that one.
There you go. That's the
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah. So it's Friday night. We're gonna be talking about creepy pasta.
Yeah, I like the overlay too.
Yeah, you like that overlay?
Good.
Laureline whipped that up for us because it's October and it's our favorite month of the year.
It's a good one.
I think it looks good. I got the stream over here on my phone. I think it looks great.
I think it looks real good. I always got it pulled up as well.
So I'm gonna be turning my head over, uh, probably to the right for you guys, but that's because I got my second monitor working finally.
That's me too. Like anytime I'm streaming, which apparently is never anymore, but when I get back into it, I'm always like reading chat and I'm like looking like 40 feet over here.
Yeah. Well, it was either put it right here and then it looks really awkward on stream, or put it on the little filing cabinet I got over here. So, but I got chat over here. I got OBS and my camera over here, so it's not like awkwardly interrupting the stream like it normally does for D&D.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but let's get into it. Favorite time of the month, October. Love Halloween. I love creepy shit. What about you?
Me too. I like it too, saying on himself. I love probably the fall. The fall's great. It's bad for my allergies, like as bad as spring, but I like
Yeah.
the month a lot. And I used to be a huge Halloweener. Like we would always like throw crazy parties, but I've gotten out of the party life, so I haven't really been doing that as much. But
Yeah.
it's my favorite one. Like we should do it. Let's fucking all get costumes and get wasted this fucking year.
Let's do it. I love
Dude,
I love the
Laura,
feeling in the
Laura,
air.
Laureline called me a wiener, but I'd like to see her fucking hang at one of my parties.
Yeah, let's see you hang
Oh,
at
oh,
one
she
of
was
Nix's
she was
parties.
saying a Halloweener. Okay,
Oh,
a
she was laughing.
Halloweener.
Yeah,
I
she was
thought you were saying I thought you were trying to say you could hang because I've taken down many a people in my drinking days with
including,
that
yeah,
had
including
that
me,
shared that sentiment.
including me.
For how big I was, back then I was like 140 pounds and I could drink enough to kill like an ox.
Yeah, you could
But
have.
not anymore. Now, like the last time I went to the bar with you guys, I fucking did like 3 or 4 drinks, and I'm like good. Like I have no tolerance now
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah,
I could
yeah.
do I could do 2 or 3 shots and I'd be tipsy.
Now you have to try to hang with us.
Yeah, now I would not make it anymore. The tables have turned.
Yeah, I
Oh, let's put on costumes and get drunk.
let's put on.
Let's fucking get it.
I think for the last podcast episode of this month, we should dress up.
Just dress up.
Yeah, dress up as something. You can
What are you
be.
gonna dress up as?
I don't know yet.
I
I
wish I had contacts. It's hard when you wear glasses because you have to like use your imagination.
yeah. I was thinking like Wolverine because I have the claws,
Yeah, I did Wolverine one year.
but I'd be like fat Wolverine. Like
There's nothing
Wolverine took a
there's
couple
nothing
years
wrong with
off.
that. I would I I would do I want to do a gruff big boss one.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna do
that'd be
big
good.
boss,
That'd be good.
which actually is not all that far off from like Wolverine, I guess.
If I could, yeah, if I could get into shape, I could probably do um Venom Snake.
Venom Snake, yep. I mean, he looks just like Big Boss. He
Yeah,
looks the same.
with longer hair. All right, so we're gonna be talking about creepy pasta. What is creepy pasta?
Are you
Those of you who
Yeah, are you
don't,
asking me or are
no,
you
no,
about
no.
to you're just gonna say it?
I was about to give the
There he
definition.
is. There's Musty. Musty, did you ever see
There's the
my
boy.
Kavanaugh thing I tagged you in? I didn't check Discord
What's
since
up,
then.
Stacks?
That's his trademark lingo for like when he said that's gonna be his trademark lingo when he runs for office.
Oh yeah, I'd vote for that. All right. Creepypastas are horror related legends or images that have been copied and
I
pasted
didn't think
around the
so.
internet.
This must be. We were playing D&D, and I think it was too soon. It was too soon.
What was too soon?
That my Kavanaugh joke.
Oh,
It was on
oh
Friday,
yeah,
like right
yeah.
before he got elected.
You got that clip.
It's gonna be too soon for like the next 100 years.
Yeah. So basically, creepypasta is just like telling campfire stories on the internet.
I have a Halloweener. Want to see? That's how I don't need to pick up ladies. Ladies come to me. I'm the chick magnet.
So, do you have any creepypastas that come to mind?
Oh yeah, I thought you were still describing them. Did you already finish describing
Yeah,
them?
I gave like the first two sentences on Wikipedia, and then I told you a generalization of what I think it is.
I wish everyone else had heard your song.
My song?
They're just short scary stories. I was trying to sorry, I was looking over here because I was trying to find my dumb Wolverine costume, but I got lazy and quit looking for it.
Oh, the picture was in the intro.
Oh, you have that one? That's one of
Yeah,
the ones
the
you
one where
found?
you're like
Okay.
grape bubblegum
Yeah,
cigar
the
claws.
bubblegum cigar and like the claws made of like silver spoons that I like broke the tips off of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit's so funny.
Yeah, it's in the intro.
Thanks, Musty.
I mean,
That's a dark joke though. That's a dark joke.
yeah. So creepypastas are basically just like I said, campfire stories on the internet. Somebody
Yeah, to
tells
the
you a
point of
made
almost
up
being
story.
like memes, and sometimes taking them too far. One of the most famous being Slender Man. Not really one of my favorites, but it's up there in popularity. And those one like 13-year-old girl like stabbed her friend to death because they believed in Slender Man so much.
Yeah, they believe that they had to do it like they had to be
Yeah,
proxies for Slender Man so they can save their
yeah, and
souls.
that's a real thing. They stabbed their friend to well, she didn't die, but they tried to stab their friend to death.
Yeah,
That's dark. That's fucking dark.
yeah. And then the parents turned around and tried to blame it on the games and everything, and
Yep.
but that just made more like attention, and they made way more games.
Yeah, it's true. But no, I mean, like I've always been a huge fan of creepypastas in general.
Yeah.
Uh, is Pastafarian a legit religion now? Pastafarian. uh, that's good. My favorites, my favorites. I have a couple of really good
Well,
favorites.
so yeah, tell me your favorites, and then we'll go over a couple of like the famous.
Some of those famous ones are my favorites.
Oh yeah,
As an example, I'm just leafing through some of the other famous ones. I've always been a huge fan of Ben Drowned. I've always thought that one
yeah,
was
that's my
really good.
number one right there.
Ben Drowned, that's your
Yeah,
favorite? It's so good. It's a good
it
one.
is a good
Do you
one.
want to do you want to go over? Do you want to talk about that one? Like what that one is?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Let me see. I'll try to link them as we go. Here we go. I'll link them as we go as best I can.
Yeah. Let me try to see if I can find Been Drowned really quick.
Yeah.
I know it's on the other website. Hold on. But basically, it's a story about this kid going to like a secondhand video game store, kind of like the one around here.
Faster than pasta eating Rasta.
The one around here. Well,
So
one would
true,
be like
Musty.
GameStop would be probably the most popular.
Well, it was gamers until gamers died and then shut down.
Yeah, which funny story. Let me just go into that really quick. I used to work at Gamers a while ago, and they had like these strict rules about telling release dates to customers, and if you
Yeah.
told the wrong one or whatever, or if you like fucked up in any way of like giving misinformation, they like fire your ass.
Jesus Christ.
And the story was is that the owner lived in another town in the same state, but he watched the every store through webcams, and he printed out. It was the NCAA, which is the college football
Mm-hmm.
games, and it was 2010, I think.
Yeah.
He printed out these papers and had the managers tape them to the counter, which set a date for the release, and then he would secret call the store and act like he was a customer and ask when the game would come out.
Yeah.
And I read the paper on the counter that was taped to the counter, and I was like, "Yeah, this is when it comes out." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And the next day, I show up and I'm trying to log into my register, and I can't log in. And then, like, after 10 minutes of like trial and error trying to get in, my manager finally came over and was like, "Oh, by the way, you're terminated." I'm like, "Oh, thanks for making me look like an asshole for 10 minutes." And I was like, "Why would I be terminated?" And he's like, "Oh, you gave the wrong date for the NCAA." And I'm like, "No, I didn't. It's right here." He goes, "Yeah, those are actually wrong on purpose."
That's super dumb.
Yeah,
That's
it's like he wanted us to check the system, not like cheat and look at a sheet that's taped to the counter.
yeah, that's super dumb. You should
Yeah,
have sued.
I should have, but I told him, I told my manager to tell the owner that I would never buy a physical copy ever again. I would always buy from the PlayStation Network, and
Yep.
eventually you guys will fucking go down. And
Yeah,
finally, like ten
nobody
years
wants
later, they
physical.
go down.
Good.
But anyways, that that short story that has nothing to do with this. Um, so there's a little boy who goes into a secondhand video game store. Can't seem to find it, so I'm just going to tell you from memory. He goes in and he finds a N64 cartridge, but like the sticker's not on it. Like there's like sticker residue because it looked like somebody peeled it off.
Yeah.
But on it, um, what was it? Majora's Mask. And
Gamers just went under, Loreline.
yeah, they just closed all their stores like earlier this week.
Yep.
Anyways, so he sees this Majora's Mask, and so he buys it. He goes to buy it, and the cash register dude is like, I didn't know we had this one. And he's like, "Oh, well, can you sell it to me?" And he's like, "I guess I'll take a quarter for it." And he's like, "Okay, cool," which for some of you who don't know, a quarter is 25 cents.
Yeah.
Uh, and so he takes it home and he plays it, and he sees that there's a saved file on there that's named Ben, and he tries to delete it, but it won't delete. So then he decides to check it out and plays it, and he's fucking around on it, and the merchant dude starts like he just keeps following him, but he won't say anything to him. He won't
Yeah.
sell him anything. It just keeps following him like really creepily. And then there's a part where he comes to where I can't remember what they're made out of, but those little statues of Link.
Yeah.
You know when you get those like the little dummies. He finally gets to that part where he can get those, right? But then like after he placed one, it starts following him and watching him. And every time he turns around, it's right there, and it's really creepy. And whenever he goes to talk to somebody else, he just randomly like he talks to a special character. I can't remember who it is, but every time he talks to him, he just dies randomly.
Like bursts into flames, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Isn't it that?
he bursts into flames and dies, and then the game starts over, and then the file save changes name, and it goes Ben. It goes from Ben to something else. I think it's like Ben died or whatever,
Yeah.
or like Ben's on fire. Then he goes into that, and then he finally gets to the part where he gets the mask that's supposed to let him breathe underwater, right? Well, when he gets into the water, he goes into this like huge, like over dramatic scene of like Link dying and drowning, and then he drowned, right? And then the save turned into Ben drowned. And so then he starts trying to like research about it and stuff and trying to figure out where it came from. And I don't know how a child can find all this research, but basically he finds out that a boy used to have this copy of the game and his name was Ben, and his family's house caught on fire, and he was playing the game when the house caught on fire, and then when he realized it was on fire, he got scared and panicked and went into the closet, And when the firefighters came in to put out the fires with their water guns, he somehow drowned. And then his spirit got trapped into the cartridge, and it forever has to tell his story.
Yeah. If for those of you, if any of you ever have not seen it, there's some footage of it. I mean, I'm sure it's edited, like
Well,
assuming that.
yeah, the video on YouTube says that it's not the like actual footage.
Yeah.
It's like reanimated to make it tell the story.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. That's like the gameplay of like the haunted Majora's Mask. If you ever want to watch it and see how it works, that it's long. I wouldn't do it right this second, but it's pretty creepy. It's got all the burning alive deaths and all that, and it's
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
definitely check it out. I mean, I obviously did not do any justice for the story. You should just check it out.
That one is really good.
But that one's my number one, really.
Mine too. Jeff the Killer is good, which zombie you mentioned, Musty. Uh that one's really good. The Russian sleep experiment is really
Yeah,
good.
that's a good one too.
Russian sleep experiment is about a test they did right after World War II on a bunch of prisoners to make them stay alive for 30 days. And they were testing like a gas, like that was supposed to keep them awake. And obviously, because it's a creepy pasta, the gas and the not sleeping starts to drive them slowly insane, and it gets more and more vicious until finally the researchers try to save them, and it goes really bad.
Yeah.
But keep them awake for 30 days, not alive. Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly.
Yep. That one's pretty terrible. It was said to be done in the late 1940s for 15 days. They had 5-inch thick glass in between the um, what would you call them? Test
Yeah,
subjects, yeah,
yeah.
and the scientists, and
When Goosebumps becomes R-rated.
yeah, yeah. That one's a pretty good one too. Another one, I think you already mentioned it, Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably like the most famous, and I think if anyone thinks of creepy pasta, they just remember that image of Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, that's a really big one.
Yeah. Although now, like looking back, like looking at it in 2018, you can see like all the flaws.
Well, yeah, because
You're
it's
like,
just a for
oh,
fun
that's
story.
just a shitty like Photoshop picture. But yeah, it's a fun story.
Some of the Photoshop is good though because the people were good at it. Like, do you remember this one where if you saw the smile dog, you would die like in a few days? Like it was like
Oh
a omen
yeah,
of death.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it is the most famous, Musty, and that's terrible. Yeah, Smile Dog was an original creepypasta, sort of like The Ring. If you came across this photo, I can't even remember why, but like if I'm sure it has a full story, but if you would come across the picture of and ideally, it was like designed like that. So like right now, if any of you just open that link, you are now gonna die, basically.
yeah. By that husky.
Yeah, like it was part of you were like destined to die once you've seen the photo.
Yeah, the I'm on inverse.com, and it's ranked 34 on here, and it
Yeah.
says it's similar to Jeff the Killer. This pasta hinges on a visual unwanted chainmail.
Yeah.
Scary enough, but the story recalls the kind of internet tall tale that certain attachments can lay a curse on whoever dares to click them. Yeah, it's
That's how
like
you do it.
that's kind of like how like some of the chainmail today, where it's like if you don't click this in the next 30 seconds, your grandma's gonna die. But yeah, like that one's a pretty good one too.
I'm just
What's the
Oh,
Pokemon game?
yeah, Lavender Town. I can't
Lavender
believe I
Town. That's a
Okay,
good one.
Lavender Town's actually my favorite. I like it
That
more
that one's
than
like number two
Majora's.
for me.
That's my number one with Majora's Mask number two. I forgot about Lavender Town.
Lavender
Uh
Town's pretty good actually.
yeah,
It's
Lavender
similar
Town.
to Been Drowned, like where it came from.
Yeah, this it's the same idea. Lavender Town was a peak in suicides and suicide and mental illness of children between the ages of 7 and 12 shortly after the release of the Pokemon Red and Green in Japan back in 96. The rumors were that the suicides and illnesses occurred after children played the game reached Lavender Town, and those which had extremely high frequencies in the music, and the studies showed that the children and young teens can hear that when adults can't. And because of the lavender tone, at least 200 children were supposedly became mentally ill and committed suicide, and they almost all hung themselves or jumped from heights. And others had severe headaches after listening to the theme song. And depending on each game, it has different ones, but it was only in that initial release. After that, they actually had to change the song to a lower frequency because it caused like bad things to happen to your brain. Now, we're actually all old enough that luckily, even if I found it, it doesn't really do it
Yeah,
uh, to
yeah.
us, but it's
I
pretty
one
good.
time had it as a
Ooh,
ringtone.
Candle Cove is a great
Yeah, I
one.
was just gonna say Candle Cove. I don't know. I can't remember the exact story, but I know it used to be like an old TV show, like a puppet TV show. I think I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Musty. Um, but yeah, I used to have I used to have Lavender Town's theme song as a ringtone on my phone because I kind of like it actually. But yeah, yeah, the story goes for that one is that it's like kid goes into a secondhand video game store and he's looking for a Game Boy Color game, and there's just this blank black one. It just says Pokemon, and once again the cashier dude is like, "Yeah, I don't know where that one came from. You can have it for a really low price." And he's like,
Right.
"Okay, it's mine." And you play it, and it's kind of like a ghost town, but there's still Pokemon. But when you, I think you get Ghastly, right? Like Ghastly's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
first
yeah.
one, and whenever you come across a Pokemon, you didn't just like capture it or wound it or it never ran away. You actually killed it, and it came to a point in the game where you've killed pretty much every Pokemon and every person in the game, and you end up in this, like, I think it's a cave, but it's a graveyard, and there's a stone for everyone you've ever killed, and the song for Lavender Town's playing, and it's really eerie and creepy, and the story goes with the kids wanting to get mental illness and wanting to commit suicide and all that stuff. But yeah, it's that's a pretty interesting one too.
Yeah, yeah. They're all Twilight Zone, Black Mirror. Yeah, almost all the creepy pastas are from that sort of design. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a quite a few more. So those are just kind of like the ones that we can come off. Oh yeah, Squidward's Suicide. That's another one. That's
Oh yeah, Squidward Suicide is so good.
yeah, it's
Well,
really weird.
somebody did. I read that. Oh, what's the name of that channel? Some YouTube channel named something Zero or something is using a no sleep arc as one of their seasons on YouTube for a series.
Oh yeah.
So it does happen.
Oh, but Squidward's Suicide. That's a
That
it's
one's really good.
yeah. So the story
And
goes.
that one you can still watch too.
Yeah, you can. You can still get that on YouTube. It's kind of a weird one. Obviously the video here on the website's been taken off.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, it hasn't.
Oh, they haven't taken it off?
They have okay, so there's this thing where, like, I think it's the new algorithm, like if there's something disturbing, they'll like take your video off. And so a lot of content creators are just changing their thumbnail to the image that YouTube puts when the video's been taken off.
Ha.
So that
That's
way
funny.
it avoids taking them off. So yeah. So that's what obviously what happened here. But you can still see the video. But yeah, the story goes
Portraits.
is that one of the this was back when Nickelodeon Studios was still at Universal Studios in Florida, think that was, but that's where they used to do all the like live shows, editing cartoons. One of the editors found a video, VHS, of
Oh God.
what was basically like supposed to be another episode for SpongeBob, and it was I can't remember what was on it, but it was just something like plain, like it was just like unassumingly like, oh, I should put this in and watch it, right? And they put it in and they watch it, and it's just this like fucked up video of just how like Squidward is like so depressed and tired of having a shitty neighbor and shit, and just decides he wants to end it all. And then there's like flashes of like kids dying in the street and war and everything, and it comes back to Squidward putting the shotgun in his mouth,
Yeah.
and then like at the end you just hear the sound
Yeah.
of a shotgun going off and stuff. It was really
And
creepy and eerie, but
didn't they say it was made by some people that were fired and they decided to
yeah,
make it
it
as
was
like a
made
big
by.
fuck you?
They found out that it was made by a editor who recently got the word that he was going to be fired, so he made that, and then he just like kind of hid it in there within the other episodes that were already approved, hoping that they
Yeah.
would go on the air.
Also, I just want to say that that one is subtle. Zombie, the one that Musty was talking about, the portraits, his first one he's talking about, is a really short one. Literally, you can read it in like 45 seconds, and it's a really good one.
Oh yeah, why
Uh,
don't you read
yeah,
it to us?
that one's like it's one that's like the guy, it's a hunter, and he's been like lost in the woods, or he's in the woods hunting for a long time, and it gets too dark. He doesn't have time to make it home, and he stumbles across a cabin, and he's like, the door is ajar, and he's too tired to make it back to his house, so he decides he's going to stay there, like sleep there, and in the morning he'll try to explain to the owner why he was there and hope that they're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he says as he's laying down that there's the walls are all covered in these portraits of terrifying people looking down at him, and at some point the portraits become so scary that he like so terrifying to him that he just tries to roll over and goes to sleep and has a really rough night. And then when he wakes up in the morning, he realizes that there are no portraits on the windows or on the portraits on the walls. It's only windows.
Oh, what
Which is
the fuck?
it really gives you some goosebumps. Like I like ones like that are simple and you're like,
Yeah,
ooh, I don't like that.
yeah. Like there's another one I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically about
Recently,
like
no.
the woman who thinks that her husband came home and got into bed next to her, and then she wakes up the next morning and he's gone, and the husband comes home is like, I never came home.
Yeah, that's a bad one. You
Yeah.
know, another one that haunts me in my dreams is I don't even know if this is creepy pasta. This could be Reddit or it could have just been anywhere. But do you remember like the story where like the girl put her hand down and her dog was licking her hand, and then her she hears her dog like bark downstairs or walk into the room. Like
Yeah.
that's like I don't know if that was a creepy pasta. I'm gonna look up where that came from. Uh,
Wasn't it like some dude or whatever like licking her hand?
yeah, like
Yeah, that's another eerie one.
it's an urban legend.
There's there's one I keep forgetting, but it's like really good. I want. Oh hey, here's Candle Cove right here. It's rated 8 on the list.
Yeah, Candle Cove is good.
Candle Cove.
I guess that one's just an urban legend. The licked hand or humans lick too.
Oh yeah, is that what it's called? Humans Look Too.
Yeah.
Candle Cove. Do you remember? Does anybody remember this as kids show? It was called Candle Cove. I must have been 6 or 7. I never found a reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 and 1972. I lived in Ironton at the time. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 p.m. 4 p.m., that's like right after school. A scene really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 72. Candle Cove, it was about pirates. I remember the pirate Marionette, at the mouth of the cave talking to a girl. Yes, okay, so I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always scared of him. He looked like he was built from parts of other dolls, real low budget. His, his head was an old porcelain baby doll, looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station it was. I don't think it was WTSF, though. Blah, blah, blah. I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple of months in 71, not 72. I was 12. I watched it a few times with my brother. It was channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would see that's the like key part when you're making a story. It's like I don't remember what station it was on.
Yeah.
You know. And like what do you remember what year, you know? Um Let's see. It took place in Candle Cove. It was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with a pirate or
Oh, never mind.
pirates.
It's actually on Sci-Fi. It's Channel Zero. Channel Zero on Sci-Fi does creepypasta stuff.
Ah.
Sorry, go ahead.
The pirate ship was called the Laughing Stock. The pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily, and there was uh Kalup music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name, Janice or Jade or something. I think it was Janice. Memories flooded back. Mentioned Laughing Stock, Channel 58. Remember the bow. The bow of the ship was a wooden smiley face. Lower jaw submerged. But where's the scary parts, guys?
A lot of it's about the look, because they got like this is the doll like it's like the of all the stuff that they built, that one was like all fucked up looking
Yeah.
instead of being like legit.
Ship always wait. That's what the ship always told Percy when there's a spooky place he had to go in, like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was, and the camera would push in the laughing stock's face, which would each pause you have to go inside. So the ship talked. The villain was a marionette, the skin taker. I can't
Yeah.
believe that they let us watch that back then. The skin taker. What kind of kids show were you watching? Seriously, could not look at the scene when the skin taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings. Just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown hat and cape with his glass eye that were too big for his skull.
I've heard of that Musty, the Svengali doll trick or whatever, right?
What's that?
Let me look it up. Darren, what was his name? Darren Brown.
Yeah, Darren Brown.
Svengali, right?
Bengali. I can barely read this. They have like a really bright background and then they have white text, so it's really hard to like see it.
Right.
That's pretty much I guess that's pretty much the creepy pasta. It's just it was like some fucked up show that looked really creepy. But I knew it was like a puppet show on like a local channel. But yeah, so those are kind of like the well known and some of our favorite.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good ones. Let me look at this.
Yeah, there's a fuck ton of them out there, and some of them are like super terrible, and you're like, this is shit. Like I read one the other night called the gas station.
Oh, you know which one always used to scare me? I don't think it was a creepy pasta, but that video of the girl that like went up to the top roof and drowned herself.
What was her
That
name?
was like being
Lisa.
chased by demons or whatever.
Her name was like Lisa something, right?
That shit was so scary.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where I believe her name was Lisa. But it's like a security camera off of the elevator, and you see her like run to the elevator and like try to,
She's like looking out there and mashing
yeah,
buttons.
mashing all the buttons, trying to get it to work, and she keeps looking out, and the elevator's not moving, and then she starts like looking around the corner to make sure nothing's coming, and then she like starts doing like a weird like looks like chanting or something.
That shit's real scary.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna type in scary elevator girl. No, no, not pranks. I don't want pranks.
Oh, that's scary. That thing you sent me, Musty. He looks all fucked up.
Let me see this. Is it this last link in the chat?
Yeah, yeah.
Tonight's applicant,
I just
Andy,
kind of
is a
skipped to like
31-year-old IT
6 or 7
consultant.
minutes in when it actually starts up and was just watching it for a second, but it's pretty brutal.
So that I can watch him and get a sense of what makes him tick.
Oh, Darian Brown. That's that like master illusionist.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the one who like convinced people to like do a murder at a event. I keep getting fucking prank videos. I feel like her name is Lisa. Lisa Elevator Girl.
Yeah.
There it is.
It is really
Elisa.
unsettling.
Elisa
Elisa.
Lamb. Elevator surveillance video at a Hotel Cecil. So yeah, the story goes is like exactly what you described. Some girl looks like she's being chased by something. She like dodges into the elevator and just starts mashing all the buttons trying to get it to work. The elevator doesn't shut. She starts freaking out, looking out the elevator, making sure nothing's following her. And then she starts doing like a weird like I can't even remember how we described it last time.
Yeah.
She's like waving her hands like she's doing a spell or something or like a chant. And then she just walks off because the elevator doesn't move. And like there's some like weird mumbo jumbo going on with the camera where you think you see like something in the doorway come in or like an orb, like a spirit. But then the story goes is like the next morning they found her body in the what's it called? The like water storage on the roof of the hotel basically. And she drowned. But then after they did like a body autopsy, they found like a drug in her or like some kind of chemical that when you use the scientific name, it spells out her first and last name. And so that like just even puts even more creepiness onto it. But
that one really freaks me out.
yeah, it's to this day it's still unsolved.
Yeah, that's the part I watched where he put the doll back in the case and he went blind, Musty. That's the part I watched. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. There's one of what was it? Oh yeah, I can't remember what it was like. It was like porn for normal people or normal human beings or whatever. You remember that one?
Which one is it?
I think it's called Porn for Normal People.
I don't remember that one.
It's the one where it's like it's a weird website that had like a couple weird videos where it shows a woman who's like
Normal porn for normal people.
normal porn for normal people. Somebody put that. Yeah, there you go, Musty. And if I remember correctly, it's about like some of the videos have this woman who's like kind of trapped in this room, and there's this dude who's like I think he's naked, But he comes in with like a jar of peanut butter and a spatula, and he just starts like chucking peanut butter at her and shit. And then he walks off, and then all of a sudden, this like shaved monkey who was painted like, or like chimpanzee that was painted pink comes in, just starts like eating her.
Oh shit, I do remember that one. I
Yeah.
just didn't know that's what it was called.
Like it was like a series of short videos, and it was like a weird fuck, like it's weird, and all of a sudden you're watching a chimpanzee eating this. You're like, what the fuck happened? Like, what's going on? That one, but that one gets you pretty.
That one's really dark.
It is really, because it starts off, you're just like, okay, this is just weird porn.
Yeah.
Like some dude's just throwing peanut butter on this chick, and then like 4 videos in, you're like, what the fuck's going on? There's a chimpanzee.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That one's pretty fucked up. There's another one too where, let me see what the number 1 is. It might have been good. No. That's not good. Yeah, can you think of any other ones though?
I was just kind of reading through some of the like famous ones, but
Yeah.
a lot of them like are just some of the big hits that we already like mentioned, because you really have to dive deep if you really want to find the good ones.
Yeah.
For a long time, when I used to know so many, because when I worked at Journal Star a long time ago with your wife, I didn't have much to do there, so I literally would get on every day and read No Sleep from like the most popular to least popular, and just like go through and read them. And every day I would check the newest ones, read those, and then continue down the line. I bet I read everything on No Sleep that had been posted to that point on Reddit. Yeah. And back then I knew it was so many, like the Pen Pal series and like a whole bunch of stuff. But it's just it's really interesting in general, but I can't remember a lot of them by name, and it's just like snippets that I remember, sort of. Not that, but like I used to read them literally all the time. Have a look at My Dog Was Lost for 3 days. Is that
That's a good one.
You remember that one?
I don't remember the full story, but I do remember it. I'm gonna go find it real quick.
Is it like
unless you
is
got
it?
it?
Is it a Cujo one? Oh, it's a little long. I'll have to read through it. I'm gonna keep it pulled up.
One?
Well, does he come back like?
I think if I remember correctly, like he's lost, but then he comes back like
all fucked up.
Yeah, or something.
But is it like is it?
He comes back like wanting to kill.
That's what I was saying. Is it like Cujo, or is it like a spirit sort of thing?
I guess it could be interpreted as a spirit. Let's see.
The Rake was a huge one, but I just never thought that one was that scary. Monster stuff doesn't scare me as much as real people and real things.
Yeah. What came back wasn't my dog. Guess I'm 18. Okay. All right. As a kid,
I think so, Musty, because I was the same way. Like, well, it's because like I don't know about you guys, but I just am not like afraid of anything. Like, I'm not afraid of anything at all. So for me, the stories were a way to try and I don't want to say feel something, because I feel things, but like I'm not afraid of things. Like I'm afraid of spiders. I don't like spiders touching me. But and I'm afraid of like my anxiety and my own self, but like I'm not afraid of anything. Like I don't ever read a scary story and be like, oh, I can't sleep tonight. Like I'll just turn off the lights and lay in the dark. Like I'm just not afraid of things. So for me, I like to, like you said, Musty, the psychology of them and the concept of them. I kind of look for something that gives me goosebumps or makes me think like, ooh, that could happen. And that's kind of what I tend to look for. It's why, even though the movies aren't good, some of my favorite movies would be things more like Saw or things like that, because they're realistic. Like a psychopath obsessed with giving people a second chance at life could capture you and put you in saw traps. I get that. Like I find that scarier than a haunting at the supermarket. Like, some of that shit scares me.
I'm reading
Post Secret. Yeah, dude, Post Secret. It's funny. Not funny. Some of them are really fucked up, but
So yeah, basically the story is that this kid in a fishing town had a dog, and it went missing for a couple days, but then it came back. But it came back as kind of like a monster or whatever, and like terrorized the place.
yeah.
But I was reading some of the comments, and one guy goes,
Ooh.
"Before I read the story, it was a cat. After I read the story, it was not a cat."
It
I
was
thought
not a cat.
yeah,
I did see that. Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was pretty funny. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like shitty ones though. You know, like there's ones where you're just reading it and you're like, this is terrible, or like you're watching the video, which is just some dude narrating the story, and the dude like
Yeah.
sometimes even the narrators who are reading it, just like the way they're reading it, it's just like it fucking puts you off. And you're like, there's no fucking way. Like I know, like I know 100% these stories aren't true, but like, come on, like that's the point is to immerse me into the fucking story so I can believe it's true.
Oh, do you remember thisman.org?
This man dot
Same,
org.
Lorelai. It's like the one where everyone like sees and dreams of this guy that's just been around for like
This
ever.
man dot org. Oh, I feel like I remember it. He kind of looks
Yeah,
like a guru kind of looking dude.
he's really normal, I think is kind of the
Oh,
joke. So it's like,
he's like a Mr. Bean with like bushier eyebrows.
yeah, but like everybody, they found out that everyone, like they started figuring out that people all over the world like dreamed of this guy. Like they saw him in their dreams because, and I think it has to do with the fact that he's so normal looking. Like he's kind of like a generic, like, you know what I mean? And the epitome of like normal.
I wouldn't really describe him as normal. I mean, here, hold on. Let me
What's like the most normal looking guy?
is this man dot org. Let me move this over your stream. This is the guy who supposedly we're supposed to all have dreamed of. Right, me out. This is thisman.org, right?
I posted it. Yeah.
Okay, so you call that normal?
No, I mean not normal,
Or
but I mean
like,
like if I saw that guy on the street, I wouldn't look at him twice, is what I mean.
well, yeah, I guess so. Like he just doesn't.
He doesn't have any crazy things.
Yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't expect much from him.
Oh shit, you started FMA?
Yes.
Attaboy. It
So
starts right off. Like it starts off like hunting. Dude, and the fucking first alchemist is so scary that you bump into.
So on the website it says in January 2006 in New York, a patient of a well-known psychiatrist draws the face of a man that has been repeatedly appearing in her dreams. And more than one occasion, that man has given her advice on how on her private life. The woman swears she has never met the man in her real life. Portrait lies forgotten on a psychiatrist's desk for days until one day another patient recognizes the face and says that that man has often visited him in his dreams. He also claims he has never seen the man in his waking life. The psychologist decides to send the portrait to some of her or his colleagues that have patients with reoccurring dreams. Within a few months, 4 patients recognize the man as a frequent presence in their own dreams. All patients refer to him as this man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. In January 2006, until today, at least 2,000 people have claimed they have seen this man in their dreams in many cities all over the world: Los Angeles, Berlin, Sao Paulo, Tehran, Beijing, Rome, Barcelona, Stockholm, Paris, Delhi, Moscow, etc. The moment, no uncertainty, relations, or common traits among the people that have dreamed of seeing this man. Moreover, no living man has ever been recognized as resembling the man in this portrait by people who have seen this man in their dreams.
Yeah.
What if this man is God? What if that's
That
God just visiting us in our dreams?
it's funny you say that. That's actually one of the theories on the list.
Yeah.
There's several theories. Some of the biggest being archetype theory, which is Jung's, the psychologist Jung's, uh, being that kind of what I said, that the man is an archetypal image belonging to the collective unconscious, and that he's kind of basic looking, and we all see him because he represents something to us. Another one being what you said, that it is a manifestation of God to try and make himself look like us. Uh, Although I think God should have picked a better face. Not saying, hey.
I don't know. To me, he looks a little like.
A lot of people
no
think
offense towards Musty or anything, but he looks like he could be from like Britain or something, like London.
That's because of the downturned eyes. British people have their eyes turned down, and the opposite of like how Asians have like an uptake on their eyes.
Yeah.
It's really common for British faces to have a downturned eye. I actually have a little bit of downturn in my eye because we have some Irish and British heritage.
I didn't know that.
But the more theory is that the guy can walk through dreams. He's a dream walker.
But he doesn't have a physical form.
He might have a physical form, but that he can appear in dreams or walk through dreams.
That's weird. I've never seen that guy in my dreams. Probably will tonight, though. Probably will tonight. Yeah. So, the creepypasta. Oh, not. It's so hard when you like have a podcast and you're on like live trying to find creepypastas.
No, it's totally fine. And that's the creepypasta one might just not run as long. Like it's you run out of like stories eventually.
You run out of them.
Yeah, like we only did an hour. Talking with customer service, oh my god, that is the scariest.
Oh, I think I've heard that one.
It's the sarcasm. It makes your eyes look automatically skeptical. That's funny.
Oh, hey, here you go. Rated 37. The Tales from the Gas Station. The one that I was telling you was pretty shitty. Like, okay, so I watched a video last night, and this guy was basically narrating it, and it was just this. Have you ever seen the video on YouTube of the kid who like rates like shit on YouTube, but he sounds like is a teenager, but he sounds like he's like high half the time?
I don't
There's
think
this
so.
famous one where he's doing a list about like shit you don't want to find in your food. And it's like number 13, Burger King foot lettuce. How would you like to order a Whopper from Burger King and get foot lettuce in your Whopper? Like he sounds like that. Like he sounds exactly like that. He's reading the story and he's like, I live in an old town. And on the edge of the town, there's a shitty gas station that's been open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you were to go inside, you'd see a row of off-brand chips, cookies, potted meats, and pickled courtesies. I was like, oh my god, you're just turning me off. I can't even get into the fucking story. But basically, I like going into it. I thought it was gonna be like there's like a creepy like merchant who lives there, or like there's a dude who like a homeless guy who lives in the dumpster behind it, or it's haunted maybe, but like it's about like a family of raccoons that live in the bathroom, and then randomly there's just a ghost cowboy that makes a physical appearance with a cowboy hat, boxers, and boot spurs. That's it. Like that's the description of the cowboy ghost. Like it's not like cowboy western clothes. It's just he's wearing a cowboy hat, he's wearing some boxers, and he's got boot spurs. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, like, there's definitely terrible ones out there. And sometimes the people who are reading it to you, just turn it off. But, Feed the Pig's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. That one I remember. Correspondence is one of the longest running.
What's that one about?
That's a Reddit one, and it's like a user, like it's like social commentary sort of on like it's like about recordings and phone like and texts and messages and like psychology and stuff, and it's been running for like 6 years. Like they've been running updates on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd had to literally read through them because I haven't read them in years, but they've been crazy. What's the pig one about though?
Oh,
I
the pig
remember it,
one
but
is, feed the pig. Feed the pig. Feed the pig. Let me get the whole pretense of the role. No sleep is
mhm.
that posts are supposed to be written and through the user is actually living the event, unlike communities like written prompts. Creepy quality beyond no sleep is elevated by the assumption that everything is real. So, in case the description this has nothing to do with this at all. Well, I don't know why you put that as a description. Feed the pig. I guess I can. It's a pretty long read. Fuck. Like, oh, that's like 7 whole pages right there. Okay.
Getting it repaired wouldn't be worth it. Amen.
Feed the pig. I think what it's about is like this dude like has a pig farm, and one of the pigs like doesn't get fed, and so it turns on him and starts eating. Like he goes after his family and him, and starts eating him.
Jesus Christ, though. The left-right game I've never heard of, but it was on at least a couple lists. You'd have to live
Left
somewhere
right
with a
game.
tunnel, though. Yeah, like it wouldn't work here. We don't have tunnels. You're supposed to get in your car and drive, and you have to take your first left turn, then your first right turn, then your first left turn, then your first right turn, like over and over until you hit a tunnel. And when you drive through it, you're supposed to hit another plane of existence. But we don't have tunnels here, so you'd have to drive like 400 miles doing left
Yeah,
turn, right turn.
we'd have to go over to Denver.
Although that'd be funny. I guess if you did left turn, right turn, maybe you would eventually end up in Denver.
That would
That'd
be
be
hilarious.
it would be funny if somebody took enough time to figure out that if you just turn a left and a right turn every time, that you will always end up in Denver,
I feel like
Colorado.
that would take a couple days though.
Right.
It'd take like at least like a day and a half to get to Denver from Lincoln. Yeah.
There's a lot of good stories, but a lot of them are just so subtle or so like buried that you'd have to like read through them to remember. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of them are like pages long.
yeah.
I found a laptop. They actually made that into a movie.
Yeah, the Channel Zero's done 3 series, I think, of creepypastas. Candle Cove was season 1, No End's House was season 2, and I think season 3 is gonna be something. I just can't remember what. I've never watched it, but I've heard they've done it.
Is that so? What was that called? Zero?
Channel Zero on
Channel Zero
Sci-Fi. Yeah.
on Sci-Fi?
Yeah, like I think it's a sci-fi thing, so it's probably complete ass because sci-fi only makes complete ass.
Like Sci-Fi's channel on YouTube,
No, I think it's like
or is it like a?
no, I think it's yeah, like I think it's yeah, it's like on sci-fi, like the TV show Sci-Fi. So it's probably ass because sci-fi only makes terrible things.
But sometimes like their B movies are pretty entertaining. But yeah, the creepypasta. I found a laptop. I can't remember what they called it, but they made a movie about it where like a dude finds a laptop in a coffee house and he figures out it's connected to the deep or the deep web, the dark web.
Right.
And then the dude who like the owner of the laptop starts fucking with him and tells him like he's gonna kill everyone if he doesn't bring the laptop back. And dude's like, nah, he can't do that. And then all of a sudden, like all his friends are dying and everything.
Jesus Christ.
I think they recently made. I think it was like in the beginning of summer they made the movie.
Right.
Local internet calf. It was much out of sight to behold. I think it was that have contributed to be shutting down for a couple of months back in June. Exterior of
I feel that, Musty. Yeah, Slender Man did make it to some mainstream stuff. He including but not limited to when those two little girls tried to murder their friend for real though.
yeah. Aren't they making? Did they or are they making a movie?
Well, they made at least one knockoff because there's The Tall Man.
Like that was in theaters. The Tall
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, that was definitely like a famous 2012 movie. It was a knockoff.
Hmm. That one must have slipped by me.
It was Jessica
Second
Biel. Jessica Biel was in it.
Oh wow. Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Slender Man is actually coming out 2018. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
let's see when. 2018 supernatural film by Sylvan White. Filming took place in 2017. Development, casting, filming, marketing, release. Uh, August 24th. August 24th, 2018. Marcus Theaters decided not to screen it because uh oh, they actually didn't show it.
Thanks for that biddy.
Randy, thanks for that bitty baby. Marcus Theaters actually did not show it in the counties where those little girls tried to murder their friend.
Oh.
They actually did not release the movie there.
Wow.
Uh so it came out I guess it came out in August.
Hmm.
Uh,
I'll have
uh,
to see if I can find
I'm-
that.
on Rotten Tomatoes, it holds an approval rating of 7% and a 3.3 out of 10. I'll have to watch it. They're not always right.
Musty says the documentary about the real life crazy girls is way better,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
I've watched the documentary. It was fucking scary.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that scary. I was just kind of like,
They stabbed that girl to death, and did you see the look in their eyes?
Didn't Law and Order also do like a spin-off episode about it?
Yeah, Law and Order always does spin-offs of everything
Yeah.
they can find. It's the look in their eyes. The one little girl looks like a fucking lunatic. They should lock her up. They did. They locked her up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
She's in a mental institution.
Yeah. But I loved how like the parents just went after the game like super hard, and like it was just another thing to go after video game.
Yeah, which obviously is never the case. Like,
Yeah,
I don't fucking like it's not like you played Spider-Man and then you're suddenly trying to like jump building to building, being like, this is it now. This is who I am.
yeah. If I believe hard enough, webs will shoot out of my hands. There's that one popular one where it's a guy driving down a dark highway and he sees a lady on the side of the road trying to hitchhike, and he stops to pick her up, and she
I don't like that.
she's like, can you please take me home? And he's like, oh yeah, I can take you home. And she's like, oh, I'm cold. And he's like, oh, here's my jacket. And he lends her his jacket, and he takes her to this like house that's like looks like it hasn't been lived in for years, but he doesn't ask any questions. And
Yeah.
she thanks him and goes inside, and then he goes back to get his jacket and knocks on the door, and an older lady walks up and he goes, oh, I was just wondering if I could get my jacket back from Caroline or whatever her name was. And she's like, Caroline's been dead for 12 years. And he's like, what? No, I just gave her a ride and I lended her my jacket. And she's like, you poor soul. Another man tricked. And then like he looks down on the end of the porch and his jacket's like folded up on the porch or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like
Fuck.
pretty creepy and shit like that.
It is. Isn't that like it's based on the woman in white, the white lady?
Yeah, yeah. And there's like a lot of TV shows like kind of like incorporate the story. Like Supernatural did it, The Bridge Girl.
Yeah.
Whereas like cheating husbands like pick her up and then
Right.
kills them on the bridge.
Yeah, it's like a famous like story about that the lady in white is like a betrayed woman.
Yeah, yeah. And whole family had 3 teeth. What?
Yeah, which murder was that, Musty? We have so many here.
The wife watched some documentaries about most fucked up white trash murder. The whole family had 3 teeth. Fuck.
Oh shit. Yeah, there's no way we're making it another 45 minutes on ghost stories.
Yeah, I mean we can go into other subject or something, or we could take a phone call. But I think we're pretty much up on
I
creepypasta.
know, like we've run into that trouble before,
Yeah.
unless like it just happens. Like when you're doing like deep web stuff, you just never know how long it's gonna get into and how
Well,
many you'll be able to
and another thing
call
that's
back.
kind of fucking us up is Kavanaugh actually getting fucking confirmed.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's never good. But I mean not surprising. It didn't surprise anybody. It just still blows.
Yeah, it wasn't surprising. It's just like everyone at work was like freaking out though.
I bet.
Like all the girls were freaking out. Like one of them was like, "We're gonna go back to the dark ages where I need to get married and have a signature from my husband if I want to get birth control."
It's kind of a possibility though, unfortunately.
Yeah, we fucked up. Oh, did you see Kanye West on Saturday Night Live last week?
Yeah, I did.
Uh,
He's an idiot. He's so fucking stupid.
yeah.
He's just so dumb. Like he thinks he's so smart and he's so not smart.
the,
I'm a genius.
Do you see the performance?
Yeah, I did. I did.
It was terrible. Like, and he even knew it too. Like you
It
could see
was
it in
bad.
his face. He's like, "This is shit."
Yeah.
But
Well,
he,
that song, the song he already did is shit. Both of them were pretty shitty.
yeah,
Like Kanye's whole thing, he got away with being a lunatic forever because he was super talented, and he just like
hmm
has like given up on that apparently.
yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Maybe we'll get lucky and someone will assassinate him. Not Kanye. Well, I mean maybe Kanye, but Kavanaugh. I'm not saying somebody should kill Brett Kavanaugh, but would anyone really care?
I don't think so. But it was funny
As
because
long as all you have to do is when you kill Brett Kavanaugh, just go to trial with a calendar that says not killing Brett Kavanaugh, like
yeah,
scribbled in, and you're good.
and then under
I
it, beach
I
week.
keep calendars.
I keep count as you could clearly see that week I was at the beach. Oh
Lindsey
man,
Graham would maybe care. The best thing that could happen is if Lindsey Graham would have an aneurysm from his anger over it, like from
yeah,
it happening, and you could knock out Kavanaugh, Graham. You know, if you could just let all the Republicans have heart attacks all at once, which isn't all that surprising. Like, that would be like a great day in history if they just all would blow their fucking tops off, like have aneurysms and heart attacks.
yeah,
They're all like, I don't know, what, like 107, I think, is their standard average age.
around there, 107, 108. Did you see what SNL yet last night though?
I watched both the Kavanaugh skits for SNL.
I
They were
can't I
good
can't
fun.
remember on week week weekly news or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah,
Uh, can't remember his name, but he got like he made fun of like Kanye's fucking "Make
yeah.
America Great" hat, and he's like, "Make Kanye, bring back Kanye from 2006." It's like
Yes,
what?
because he used to be
Yeah,
good.
that's when everyone loved him.
That new song with Lil Pump is so bad. I don't even. It's catchy,
It's
like I get it, but it's terrible.
no, yeah,
Just
I
it can
recognize
be
it's terrible,
catchy and terrible.
but like I have to admit, like the music video is pretty hilarious.
No, I mean it's funny.
Like making fun of it, like way, like
Yeah.
it's the music, the whole thing is super terrible, but it's so easy to laugh at, and
No, it is.
it's funny
If
because
if you want to be a joke.
yeah, yeah. Well, like what the hell is going on in the music video? Like they're wearing like these fucking like Roblox fucking outfits. Like what the fuck's
Yeah.
going on here? Are you guys supposed to be kids and you're like
Such
following
a
this girl?
fucking hoe. I love it.
Like what? Why are you guys so small and she's giant? Why is there naked chick mannequins hanging out of the walls?
Yeah, it's fucking weird and dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I do like the Walmart parody that some guy did
Oh, I haven't
on
seen that.
YouTube.
It is catchy. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Like because like it gets catchy as shit. It's catchy as shit, and I get really mad about that stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, there's a few artists that write incredibly catchy shit that I get mad about because it's stuck in my head and I don't want it to be. Uh, Baby Shark, do 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 do.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
that's stuck in my head sometimes. Uh, oh my god, when fucking Party in the USA came out, that was stuck in my head for like a year, and I fucking hated that song.
Was that Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, Miley Cyrus, right? Or was that Taylor Swift? I don't know, one of those two. I low key enjoy Baby Shark. That's because it's
I
catchy.
think everyone low key likes Baby Shark.
It's so catchy.
It is catchy. It is, and so is fucking I Love It or whatever the fuck it's called. But it's stupid as shit. But yeah, like I don't know, like I was just like I was having a pretty good day. It was
1.7. Sorry, Baby Shark has 1.7 billion views.
Wow.
Do you know what that means? That means they broke 999 million. Just in case you want to add to that. Tay.
I was having a good day at work,
She
and
can't hear me.
they just happened to be having the news playing the common area. And I was playing a game of pool with a coworker. Look over, and they're like, Kavanaugh gets confirmed 50 to 48. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And like for the rest of the day, it was just shit. And I was just like, oh my God. And everyone was just like pissed off in a terrible mood. We're just trying to decide what's going to happen with the future because either way, it's going to be fucked. You know? And like this whole country is just now a fucking embarrassment. You know?
I got Baby Shark playing in the background of this.
You're not going to share with the rest of the class? Now I have to go find Baby Shark.
I already shared it.
But we can't hear it.
I mean, yeah, you can't. You just have to click the link.
Oh shit, I didn't even see the link of it.
What is this?
Pink Fong.
What am I watching?
Are you watching the same thing we're watching?
Yeah.
The shark?
I've never seen it. I didn't know there was. What am I watching?
I guess I never did see the video.
I guess apparently I've never seen the video. This is messing with me.
What the?
Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do.
Probably didn't see him, but he got a shout out on UFC. The fighter one said this one goes out to my new homie Kavanaugh, or Special K as we know what we call him. Jesus, dude. What the fuck did I just watch?
I don't know. We're just gonna let that play in the background now.
Baby shark do 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 do.
Oh my god. Okay, well this fucking episode is now turned into a train wreck.
Well, that's because we're done. We're done.
Yeah,
We should be getting off
We should be, unless somebody wants to come in for a phone call.
and talk about what, Baby Shark.
This fucking ambush interview. That
And what is your opinions on Baby Shark? Do 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 do.
How did you feel about Mommy Shark?
Oh my god.
Do any of you guys want to come in for a phone call and end this train wreck of an episode?
I need to actually get a fundraising campaign going because I can't afford Black Ops 4 on Friday.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't you tell them what your idea for fundraising?
I don't have an idea for fundraising
Oh,
yet.
you're not gonna. I thought we came across with one last Friday.
What was it?
D&D.
What did we come up for fundraising?
It was
Oh,
pay
sending
$10,
nudes?
Get nudes. Pay 20, you get 7 gigs.
7 gigs of nudes for only $20.
Yeah, and a signed one, right? You guys both are gonna sign one.
Yeah, you can a signed picture for if you buy the whole game, you can actually have a night at our house.
Playing the game.
Well, you're gonna work a joystick if you know what I mean.
Oh my God.
Because I'm not gonna ask you to. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna crowdsource it this week, Musty. I'm gonna go on a stream campaign this week and crowdsource it. I got a good feeling about it.
Yeah, you're gonna get on.
Well,
You're actually gonna get on.
Yeah, but I really want to. I obviously want to get it for PlayStation because that's where the competitive scene always is.
Because
But
you're not a
like,
PC elitist.
well, I am a PC elitist. That's why I'm always so torn, right? Because I want to play it on PC, but the community on console is so much larger and more. It's like if you want to play game battles or play tournaments, it will be
Yeah.
on PlayStation.
Weren't they though? Weren't they talking about bringing so Xbox players can play with PlayStation players and PC players?
They talk about it, but it'll probably never happen.
Oh.
Blizzard has it on lock, dude, and I believe that, Musty. Like, I believe this will probably be the best PC version of Call of Duty. But here's the thing: if Call of Duty got picked up competitively on PC, I would be there in an instant. I literally would. But for me, part of the fun of Call of Duty is following the pro players. No, it is going to be big on PC, but I don't think
huge.
I don't think like Call of Duty XP is going to be on PC though, right? Call of Duty XP 2018.
I don't know. Not following that.
Let me check. It's going to be.
I think it was like Black Ops 2 is when I
Oh,
started following.
that already happened this year? I forgot. I thought it happened right when the game came out. I guess it happens in August. Who won? Was it Optic?
No, it was FaZe.
Was it FaZe?
FaZe.
Prize pool $1.5 million.
It was Cloud9.
Evil Geniuses won $600,000.
Wow.
Wait, what happened to fucking? Did Optic not play or did they do terrible? They're not even in the top 8.
They probably just decided that they just wanted to do League of Legends right this year.
Yeah, I'm really curious, Musty. I literally wish I could see the future because esports is always done on. I guess maybe I can check it. Let's go check game battles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check game battles right now to see if they have the PC version even listed. Find your game, all games, PC, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is not on here yet. Have they added it to anybody? I'm gonna come talk to you. Yeah. We're in here anyway. Where's the
Oh, he wants to come into the Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Let me get on. Let me get it on.
All right.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Join into general or watch party or something, Musty, and I'll pull you in. Okay, they haven't added it to anywhere yet, so it's hard to tell yet. Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull Musty in. There he is for me. Not for you yet. You're not in here, but I got Musty.
I'm trying to get in here.
All right, people on Reddit are talking about it.
All right, hold on. I gotta mute my buddy Nixon here. All right, Nixon's muted. Hello, Musty. How's it going?
Muse. Hello.
Muse.
Sorry.
It's a Freudian slip. You're our muse, so.
Whatever.
How's it going, Musty?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm trying to recover. I literally pulled an all-nighter last night watching the Conor McGregor fight, so I'm feeling a little bit delicate.
Oh God.
Not just because he lost, but because there was a fucking riot after the fight. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the guy who beat him jumped into the crowd and attacked one of his team, and then 2 of his team jumped in and punched Conor McGregor in the face.
Right.
It wasn't pretty. But yeah, no, I think Black Ops 4 on PC is going to be. I think the specific reason that they got Blizzard involved means that they're going to go heavy on esports.
Yeah,
Super heavy on esports.
People are arguing it heavily on Reddit. Like, some people are saying like essentially leave it on console. Other people saying what you are. That Battle.net is like going to make it. First of all, they're basically praising it primarily as Blizzard being one of the best anti-hack companies out there. They drop more ban hammers than anybody else.
Yep, they're ruthless.
Any
World of Warcraft crafty bastards will know that for sure.
It's so true. And they watch it too. One time I actually got a message because I'm an addict. I got a message from a GM because me and my buddy Bear did the 3 times XP like a recruit a friend XP, and we got 3 characters from level 1 to end game in like 2 weeks, and
oh my god,
we got like they like literally sent us like messages being like, are you guys hacking to do this? And we're like, no, we just have no life.
But the problem is the single biggest issue with Black Ops in general, or Black Ops and Call of Duty in general over the last couple of games has been their server integrity. Mm-hmm. PlayStation is been, although Sony has the exclusivity deal still to this day with Call of Duty, they get their content first, but their servers have suffered. World War II was pretty ropey. Infinite War was pretty ropey. Whereas Battle.net brings that kind of rock solid AAA title kind of reliability with it, because I mean the moment it dropped, the moment I played the beta and played the Blackout, which obviously I know you're not a big fan of BR, but the thing that jumped out at me at first was how rock solid the server was, how smooth and buttery it was, because I'd been playing through PUBG for the last year and a half, and headbutting the wall every other day, going, why can't you fix it? Why can't you just jump over a fucking wall? It just doesn't make any sense. And Black Ops 4, although it definitely needs a patch or 2, but it was glorious. It was glorious to play a BR that didn't fucking stutter when you dropped out of a plane.
Yeah.
And it's not even full release, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. I think Battlefield have got absolutely no hope at this stage. I think they're just going to have to wait until their next refresh, because they're not going to, unless you're a real Battlefield junkie, you're not going to want to play 5.
Right, yeah.
For the Battle Royale mode, or for what they have to offer. I mean, from the moment the first demo and the first video dropped, everyone just kind of went, no.
I read 2 things. I want to get your opinion on 2 of them about the new game in the PC format. One, we'll start with one person said that essentially that they shouldn't even bother because PC has enough shooters. Do you feel like that's true? Because I feel like there's no good shooters on PC.
No, I think that there's an infinite amount of shooters out there.
Yeah,
but there's an infinite amount of shit shooters.
Yeah, I can't. Because I'm not a Counter-Strike fan, I can't think of one good shooter.
I don't like Counter-Strike. I don't like Counter-Strike because because of the aim assist. Not even the aim assist, the ADS. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you don't aim down scope. It pisses me off.
I find it absolutely. I know some people say it makes it harder, but I don't care. It takes so much realism out for me and enjoyability. I have to agree.
The only people that do Counter-Strike are people that want to troll, or they're people that have they want to get the best refresh rate possible from a 14-year-old game, which is not difficult, to be honest with you. So there's no on PC. There really isn't. I mean, okay, Overwatch, but that's not really.
I don't even consider
it's not
it
that
shooter.
kind of. No, it's not really a shooter. It's like a scrim for World of Warfare, World of Warcraft fans. It's like, do you like wizardry and stuff and want to shoot people? Well, we've got the game for you.
Yeah, if they build every character more like, there's definitely like there are shooters like McCree and Soldier, but most of the characters play much more skill based and not aim based.
Well, most of the shooters nowadays are BRs, and it's very cut and dry. You either like BRs or you don't. There's no if buts or maybes. Now I love search and destroy. I like objective based team games. Rainbow Six I really love. Although I don't. It's one of those games that you have to have 3 or 4 buddies that also play it. Otherwise, you're just going to be. It's going to be shit show to shit show.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
go ahead. Finish.
No, I was just saying it could be just because. Rainbow Six, probably more than anything, it's probably one of the most methodical games you have to play. It's a strategic shooter. There's no way you can't run and gun in that game at all.
Exactly. Yes, which makes it slow paced compared to other like shot.
And because it's all friendly fire, you can be a dick. So people are going to be dicks.
That's true.
It's kind of like saying, look, now we want you to be competitive, but don't shoot your friend. And like, well, yeah, I better know. Kaboom.
The second thing I have for you, and this is the one I'm actually more interested in. Do you follow COD competitive at all?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people are saying that the move to PC essentially will never happen on any grand scale because if they did, there's so many PC players that would overshadow the current pro rosters. They would essentially – the pros when moved to PC are average players essentially. And the idea being that – because almost everybody on Call of Duty is essentially a fanboy for one team, hoping that they can be on the skill level, that the move to PC would essentially demolish the game because you would lose all these famous players that people want to mimic. Do you think that that's true, or do you think there would just be new people to rise up?
Do you know what? I used to argue this point all the time about how mouse and keyboard versus joypad. Mouse and keyboard wins every time.
Right.
And I don't think we can necessarily keep that argument up to an extent because nowadays you've got people that have been playing next-gen consoles for 10, 15 years.
Right.
In a competitive nature. Nick Merckx is probably the most the one that stands out for me at the moment, not because of Call of Duty, because he isn't really associated with the game. He's more associated with Fortnite.
Yeah,
but he's a player.
He was a really good Black Ops 3 player.
He was an incredible Black Ops 7 player. He was an incredible guy, but he made his name. He's more well known now for walking into Fortnite tournaments like the summer skirmishes with a joypad and decimating people with keyboards and decimating pro players with keyboards. I mean, he walked into, I think it was a top 6 situation and won one of the scrimmage games for the summer skirmish, which is incredible to think. I mean, you think of the people like Ninja and Tim the Tatman or Cypher PK and people like that really they're like lasers with their aim, and yet a guy with a joypad can take them out is pretty incredible. So I think if you've got somebody who's a specialist who's trained for years and years and years to use a joypad and does not know how to use a mouse and keyboard, although Nick Merckx himself has actually very recently changed over to mouse and keyboard and has found that he's even better. So it just kind of shows you it. And it was quite funny because Black Ops 4 dropped on PS4 first.
Yes.
The only way anyone could play it was on PS4, and not really that many people could be bothered to plug a mouse and keyboard into their PS4, which it does support. It supports it natively, but most people didn't. So you saw people like Shroud, who's a killer on mouse and keyboard, an absolute behemoth of a Counter-Strike player. He is. I actually unfortunately was in a PUBG match with him once and hid quite openly hid in the house and waited for him to go by.
Yeah, I would too. Fuck that.
Because he had his proximity chat on, so I could hear him talking to his stream, and I'm like, "Is that Shroud?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to sit here and wait." So I just waited for him to roll on by. But he played on joypad, and he was terrible, fucking terrible. Now it doesn't mean he couldn't still kill most people, but you could just tell that reaction isn't there. Right. Because he hasn't built up that muscle memory. Same as me. I spent my time on like Diablo and stuff like that back on mouse and keyboard. But then I went on to console for a solid 12, 13 years. Yeah. So I'm way better on joypad with things like Call of Duty than I am on mouse and keyboard. And I've struggled. I'm getting better, but I still find it. But Black Ops 4, I really enjoyed on PC, probably more than console, to be honest with you.
You'll be playing it on PC, and you're going to get a PC?
100%. I've got it. I had it pre-ordered on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation just because I have 3 kids and they all like Call of Duty.
They're all going to want to play it, yeah.
Strangely though, my two youngest, who are both fucking. I mean, my youngest Travis, who's 7, is a sniper
You said that.
destroyer. He's terrifying. I'm so glad we don't have firearms in this country, because if I ever pissed him off, I'd just be on the news. Like, overweight, hairy, tattooed guy was found in a pool of his own blood. And this 7-year-old was rocking backwards and forwards with his sniper rifle between his legs. But no, it's but they both don't like Black Ops 4. They really did not enjoy it at all in any.
Really?
Not the BR, not the competitive modes, not the multiplayer mode. Didn't like it. So. Which I find kind of strange, because I think if you play it feels very much like Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, you haven't got the kangaroo jumping around anymore, which I'm so fucking thankful of. I hate it.
I thought it might feel like Black Ops 2 a bit, like in that way.
Kind of. I think the flow of it's way more Black Ops 3. It definitely got that real like juggernaut feel to where it just like. Although the reheal method, I think's a game changer, and I love that, because it makes you think just a little bit about rushing, because normally you just rush in, unless you're playing like Search and Destroy and you've got one life. If you're playing like Team Deathmatch or like Domination or something, you give a shit. You just walk in there with your dick out and go, let's see what happens. You die, you just get respawned, and off you go again. So it's it's not that big of a deal. But the fact that you can reheal on the fly, I really like that, because you play a little bit more competitively, and you're more inclined to play with your other players, which is what Call of Duty has missed for so long. It's still a game that you have to be friends with people to really enjoy, or you have to be able to talk to people. A headset is key with that game. You can't play. You can't play with a fucking headset.
Sorry, Shout. I didn't realize you were trying to get in. I thought you were just saying that.
Oh shit.
Oh, Shout wanted in.
Okay,
wait,
welcome in, Shout.
My final question for everybody in here, all 3 of you. So here's the thing. I'm inclined to get it on PC mainly because I love you guys. Shout's getting it on PC. Musty's getting it on PC. Like, I know that people are doing that. But what do you guys think? If it's my return to streaming, what do you think is the best choice for streaming? Would console be better than PC as far as including audiences or getting views, or do you think it'd make a difference?
I would say console if you want to do streaming. 2 reasons. 1, it's so much easier for your computer.
Yep, 100%.
2, the comp is on PS4. Okay.
Yeah.
It just is. Will it come over to PC? Maybe.
I'm curious.
If it does, it'll be kind of small at first.
It would be like mainly game battles and stuff. It would be like a small community.
Yeah, it would be a small community.
I think the PC. I think they're low key. I mean, I already know Shroud is going to be over that, like a fat guy in a cake shop. Dr. Disrespect has literally fallen in love with that game overnight. Yep. Those two guys pull in an average of between 20 and upwards of 50,000 eyes whenever they play a game.
Yes.
So this is a big turning point for a lot of things, because you've had the Fortnite wave, and although that's still there, it's still an omnipresent game. It's not got that same like punch that it had, say, 3-4 months ago.
Right.
Because essentially they're not really. There's only so much you can do with that game. We all know what it's going to do. They're not, unless they're going to suddenly bring in mounts like you had in fucking Realm Royale, and you're suddenly going to be riding around on a dragon. It's just not going to happen. But to have a Call of Duty that's not only going to be fucking destroying the BR, which I already think will happen. I think they will absolutely decimate everybody when it comes to BR, from what I've played of it so far. But also, I think the fact that they're bringing in so many eyes and so many major streamers are going to be fucking killing that game day in, day out, day in, day out.
And they'll be playing on PC, right?
They'll be playing on PC. But I agree with Shout that I think for yourself, maybe hardware probably more than anything is being able to cope with streaming and playing that at a reasonable rate without having to turn everything off into like potato mode. Because it is I've got a 1080 Ti and and I had to crank mine down to 1440.
Oh, okay.
Which I've never had. I've never had to do. It's the first game where I've had to go. Ooh, ultra's not for me. I can't run it in ultra.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's really, really weird. I've never seen that in a game.
Gotta have SLI 1080s to run that.
Well, I have an SLI board, but it's just, do I really want to spend another £1,000 on a graphics card? Probably not. Although if I had a 2080, then maybe. But
I would be super torn. Like, I don't mind playing it on low settings or anything like that, but I also am ever cognizant about burning out. Now, here's my other thing. I don't have a PS4 Pro either, and that does make a difference. I still only have a regular PS4 that's a couple years old.
I mean, the thing is, most people don't have PS4 Pros. I have a PS4 Pro, and other than it making a lot more noise and having 4K menu screens, you don't really have that much of a difference, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it has a boost mode, but and it's not me ragging on Sony, because I am Team Green all the way. I am an Xbox guy, but I still respect the platform, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, because PlayStation is where the optimization is going to be the best, because they have that standing agreement with Activision and everybody that everything goes to them first. So I guarantee you it's going to be tuned to perfection for the PlayStation 4 platform. No doubt in my mind.
It's a tough choice, because I am a PC elitist, but I've always played Call of Duty on console. Console seems to have more, since a lot of my days were spent doing like S&D with like, I have my team, my subs come first. Like, usually it was like me, you guys have seen it, like me, Drag, and like one other good person, then we'd pick up 3 randos and try and carry them, essentially. And like,
but that's the fun of it, though, because that's the fun of watching you stream that shit, though, because it's enjoyable to see, because it's nice to see when you have like skilled players that are kind of carrying non-skilled players, because
it gives them a chance to have some fun and be a part of it.
Well, it does, but it also opens up elements for you, because I think that you are at your best when you are either slightly pissed off, so if you're having a bad time. I mean, not full CS:GO, because no one wants that level of toxicity. But when you're slightly
I never understood why people liked to watch toxicity like that. It just never made sense to me.
Do you know what? I went through a little phase. I think it was Cody, actually, because he went through a bit of a CS:GO
he did,
kind of addiction, and I couldn't watch it. It made me angry. Because it was the fact that the moment you get shot, you're like, oh, hacker, he's bullshit. Is this that? Like, why? It's like my kid. I've got an 11-year-old who's incredible at Fortnite, but he loses his shit. And I just look at him like, when have you ever seen me lose my temper at a game? I have never rage quit in my life, because it's a game, and it's like although I get very competitive with it, but I don't want to create a console-shaped hole in my wall just because someone killed me. It's just
I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, all right, next game,
I'll rage quit sometimes, but it's usually calm rage quitting. That's just like, well, I'm gonna lose, I might as well just get to my next game.
But that's what I enjoy the most about you is like I was saying, it's when you're sharing part of your life, which you do on a regular basis, or it's when you're slightly irked, because that's when you're kind of almost at your best kind of flow. So I mean, I think you could. You can always start off on console and see where it takes you. I mean, I cancelled my pre-order on PS4 and Xbox, because I was just like, I can't see me playing it on anything other than PC, but I'll pick it up on console as well. My
PC would have trouble. I am on a 970 GTX, so it would be bumpy for me to run it.
No, a 970 would run it. It just depends on your chipset and the bottleneck that it would cause. That's the only thing that I think would. And you've got to then add on the load from streaming. That's
funny enough, actually, my computer could stream and run the game, but like obviously everything was on.
I would put it on pretty low. I
even had to drop my resolution a lot. Keep in mind, I play stretched resolution in a shooter anyways, so like, I didn't give a shit, but I have always done that since Counter-Strike, playing
I'm super torn. I'll probably get it on console, but mainly just because I kind of like the excuse to use my scuff too. Like, you spend $120 on a controller, sometimes it feels nice to whip it out.
Yeah.
It's always nice to whip it out, but
I think I'm gonna try it on console.
You're gonna buy it? You're gonna buy Call of Duty?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try.
Dum dum
it. See
dum.
if
I haven't
can-
seen
if
you.
I can play it with you. Maybe get good
Can we-
again.
Can we play
Way
together,
back,
please?
I tried to get Cord to spend the time and like get into competitive with me way back in like MW2 and MW3
Yeah.
because I played it like all the time. I mean, every day. It was school, work, and then Call of Duty nonstop. Like that was all I did. And then after I
Yeah.
got out of school, work, Call of Duty, work, Call of Duty. Like I literally ran scrims and missions with my teams, constant GBs, up to the point where. And I'm sure all of you on my stream have heard me say this before, but me and Ninja, not that Ninja, a different Ninja. We were number
the Ninja.
40. We finished number 40 in the world in a doubles session.
Holy shit!
And it was with best. I was my best of my game right there. It was right when Black Ops 2 dropped. First season Black Ops 2. We did a bunch of doubles and we got up into the top 100 teams, and it was pretty fucking great. But it's been a long time. I'll play competitive, but most of the time it's just for fun. I don't plan to ever win any tourneys, but sometimes when they do cheap ones like a $5 buy-in, I'll do them just because the stream gets hype.
I think it's fun. I mean, I think games like that, Call of Duty for kind of semi-competitive modes, fun as shit. It's the best kind of game for that because it's nonsensical. It's not like I say, CS:GO. People have got like invested their fucking houses in it. Like they've already got like 20 grand in like knife skins that they're like hoarding away. They think that when the banks crash, they think that's going to be the new Bitcoin.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm going to trade you my shiny razor knife for a loaf of bread and some chickens, please. Fuck off. From a British standpoint, I think that I'm quite intrigued to see if Ali A comes back to Call of Duty because he's kind of been ostracized because of his whole clickbait Fortnite bullshit that he does.
Yeah.
So he was an incredible Call of Duty player. There's no doubt in my mind. He was brilliant, and he was good for the brand as well because they used to fly him out all the time, and he would get like exclusive content on like the zombie stuff. But he got ripped apart by PewDiePie and Ninja and everybody, and I'm really intrigued to see if he dares set foot back in the Call of Duty. Because they're just going to rip him to shreds. So part of me is kind of like it would warm the cockles of my heart if that happened because no one deserves to be taken down a peg or two than that.
Yeah,
tit.
I think I'm probably gonna get it on console. I'm gonna try and stream like all week this week and get on my crowdfunding and see if I can get like some crowdsource funding to get it. Because originally I thought I was gonna get paid by Twitch this month, but I just don't know for sure that I wouldn't know until after the game came out because they wouldn't pay me till next because it comes out this weekend, right? Friday the 12th.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, 12. So
and I wouldn't get paid until like the Wednesday after, like 15 to 18th, even if I do get paid.
Let's see if a jolly fat man with a beard graces you with a present down your chimney. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna try and I don't know if I'll play. Maybe I'll even play some Black Ops 3 maybe this week just to get it back into practicing with my fucking controller. I actually need to get new paddles. My fucking paddles on my scuff are about to just snap off like twigs. I need to get new paddles.
Put some like hot glue on that.
I thought about it. I think they're too far gone.
I can legit say I've looked at Scuff so many times and looked at their controllers, and I could never justify dropping £200 on a fucking controller. I get irked at paying £50 for a controller.
Me too.
200.
Oh, yeah.
It's difficult to do, but the first time I held my like special back grip, custom colored like long stick back paddle, like trigger stop. Like
you sound like you're ordering at Starbucks. I'll have the long paddle stick macchiato with half
frappuccino. Yeah,
trust me, I'm a frugal consumer realistically, and even if mine broke tomorrow, I would still spend another $150 if I had it on a new one because here's the thing though. It's not going to be as important now because the world will shift back to drop shotting, and you can do that on tactical layout. It was almost a full when you played booster games. Being able to boost without moving your hand off aim and shoot was literally so important.
I tell you what, something I'm actually intrigued specifically with you, Nick, about Black Ops 4 is to see how you find the sniping on that game because long range seems to be. In the beta, at least, seemed to be a little bit off. It didn't feel Call of Duty-ish, if you get what I mean. Because Call of Duty sniping is a very specific. it's a very specific type of wizardry. It's not.
It is.
It's unlike any other shooter game out there. Really, it's niched itself. I mean, Battlefield has its own sniping, but they have a more realistic sense. Whereas
Right.
Black Ops is kind of like, well, if you're on my dot, then you're dead.
Yeah,
Kind of mentality.
I never thought I'd live in a world where Call of Duty was less realistic than Fortnite sniping, but that's the world we live in currently. Even
Fortnite sniping is actually pretty accurate. They have
I know.
bullet drop. They do have bullet drop.
and it's travel time, bullet drop. It's
Yeah.
really realistic. Yeah.
But then again, I could still kill you with a silenced pistol from like 200 meters. So you know,
Yeah.
it's because they shoot a straight line. It's
I
only
mean,
the snipers.
you know, they
that have
also
bullet
could
drop.
just build a fort around themselves and use the fucking guiding missile, and next thing you know, there's a missile coming around the corner. You're like,
Oh no,
oh.
the worst is the latest update where they've now got a trap that puts ice cubes on your feet so you can't run. So you start slip sliding everywhere. It's just like how many. Right, I self admit I used to despise Fortnite with a passion, and now because I play with my kids quite a bit, I've actually grown to quite like it. However, it's like, you know, when you get good at something and then they just go, oh yeah,
Throw something stupid in the mix, and now it's
just one more thing. And you're like, for fuck's sake, I can't handle this. I just got decent enough at building where I don't get destroyed at a moment's notice. Like, oh yeah, by the way, we've now got this. Oh, for fuck's sake. It drives you mad.
Tell you what. Well, we should all just get on the console and we'll start a team. We'll start
Shout
doing
doesn't
tournaments.
own a console.
no.
All right.
I
Literally, hang on, but have they got crossplay? Are they going to be doing crossplay?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
thought-
believe
see,
so.
I thought they
Oh,
announced that.
motherfuckers! What?
I don't think Black Ops 4 will do it because I think that they did a really good job. I don't know how Fortnite did it, but Fortnite is literally one of the most balanced games. Like the way that you get the aim assist they give console players doesn't make them better than PC, but it like balances out just enough that it really feels almost fair.
All
It's
right.
pretty bizarre.
Black
It's
Ops 4
only-
crossplay will not be happening. Treyarch confirms.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, I never thought I'd see the day where Overwatch were talking about crossplay, and they're now talking about introducing crossplay. So you never know. I mean, Fortnite is the litmus test because Sony caved because, you know, Fortnite's got that Fortnite money, so Epic can just go, well,
They got that.
Yeah.
box.
and plus Nintendo and Xbox trolled them pretty hard over that whole shit where Xbox was tweeting Nintendo saying fancy a game of Fortnite, wig wig nudge nudge. It's like and then tagged Sony in with it. It's like fuck. But yeah, I'm glad they caved because I mean it's such a benign thing by now. It's like my friends in Japan at the moment.
Yep.
And do you know how many Xboxes there are in Japan?
One.
Probably like
About-
5 total.
About 7,000.
Yeah, that's
out
so
of
tiny.
18 million PlayStation 4s that are over in Japan.
That's
And
so
the funniest thing was apparently when Monster Hunter first came out,
Oh boy.
what happened was you could call for assistance if you were struggling against a monster. So you would have these like bands of Japanese like PlayStation Monster Hunter assassins that would just drop out of the sky and fuck whatever monster it was up, and then you claim it. And then it's like the like hitting. You're on Xbox and you hit the help button, and then you just hear crickets and tumbleweeds. And it's just like, is there anyone out there? Hello.
Oh my
Nope.
god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
well,
you said
if,
that on a past episode, didn't you?
if I said that, I've said this a few times, but if I
Yeah, I
were
think I did,
literally
actually.
rich, if I were rich, I would literally send a PS4 to Shout so that he
Yeah.
could just carry me in tournaments.
I was just gonna say we should just start like a
crowdfunding.
page. Yeah.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
You know what's funny?
so
You
that
aren't the
Shout
first
can-
people to like try to get me to get on console either.
I just want you to carry me. You'd be good after a few weeks of practicing on a controller, getting your muscle memory up. You'd be as dangerous as anybody else.
I do feel really sad that I'm pretty decent on mouse and keyboard with shooters, but I do love coming off and then jumping on Xbox and then fucking people up on Call of Duty because
Yeah.
I'm a pretty good console player. So I kind of have that as my release of like getting like embarrassed for like an hour or so. I'm like, right, that's it. Where's my console?
Right. I can't talk about the Telltale layoffs lore line because it makes me cry too much.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad, man. It's
The
so sad.
idea of never finishing Clementine's storyline literally brings me to tears.
Right.
It literally
But it's
makes me die inside.
Telltale have that whole situation was so fucked up and so avoidable and so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's not like, Stranger Things that they were planning on bringing and finishing off the Walking Dead franchise and the Netflix show that they had in development. It's not like they were like short of a few pennies. It's just such a bullshit situation, and I feel sorry for all the developers and all the staff because they got wronged by the people that own that fucking developer.
I think.
They are going to finish the storyline.
They're not going to finish it. It's actually just the 2 episodes that they got done.
Yeah,
it's not the end of it though.
Yeah, they're going to release the 2 they're like the first 3 of 5 or whatever.
Yeah, so like the first 3 are coming out, but like episode 4 and 5 won't be coming out.
Oh shit! Do I actually have to thank Kirkman for something here? Hold on.
But they're doing the Minecraft storyline stuff
Kirkman.
for Netflix, aren't they?
Yes. Skybound hopes to keep the Telltale development team in. Skybound, owned by Robert Kirkman, is trying to get the rights and the full team to finish. Like, he's trying to go out of pocket to put the same team together and finish the final episodes.
Oh shit!
Cool.
That'd be awesome if they did that.
He said that we can't lose Andrew Lincoln and Clementine in the same year. That's
too soon, man. It's too soon.
I legit think that's the first time I've ever seen Robert Kirkman do a stand-up thing in his fucking life. I've always thought he was a fucking scumbag. He got famous off the work of his graphic artist, and his dialogue in the comics was fucking atrocious. I don't know if you guys have ever read it.
Yeah.
But it's atrocious. I mean, Robert Kirkman is a hack, but if he does this one good thing, I'll just let it. He's a good guy for the rest of his life.
Yeah, you'll forgive him.
The thing is, I don't think people realize just how broad the Telltale Games kind of lineup was or is. I mean, anything from like Games of Thrones to The Wolf Among Us to even like Guardians of the Galaxy, they had shit going on with that, and obviously they had the Stranger Things, Tales from Borderlands. If people can think back that far, it's just they had such epic shit.
Loreline, I already own Black Desert and have a character that's above level 56.
Holy shit!
Black Desert was a game that really upset me. Actually,
they made some mistakes. That should have been a game that held up, and they fucked it up bad.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's the fact that like I love everything about it, and then like I started playing, and then I realized that there's like no PvE content at all.
Yeah, none.
And
no
it's strictly PvP, and that's when like all my hopes and dreams are put into a blender and just grind it up into fucking dust.
I literally play every MMO. I don't think there's an MMO I don't have a character on somewhere in the world, like at some point. Yeah. Maybe some of the old ones. I never played like Aeon Online or any of those, or Moo.
But didn't Telltale have publishing rights to the Jackbox series as well? Remember those pie packs?
Yeah, they had a couple weird publishing rights. They also had PlayStation's version of 7 Days to Die.
Shit, yeah, 7 days as well.
Yeah, 7 days on console is there. So
how can you fuck that up?
So,
I don't know. I don't even fucking know.
The whole second season of The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was more bummed about that than anything else.
Yeah.
That's it, because I really enjoyed The Wolf Among Us. Brilliant.
Same here.
I like Walking Dead the most. Wolf Among Us is really interesting though.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever
care
finished
too
Wolf
much
Among
about.
Us.
I didn't care too much about the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Batman or.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it out there. I think Minecraft Story Mode was fucking epic. I
didn't play it.
That.
I actually never played it.
I never played that one.
I'll be honest. I've never touched a Telltale game.
You should definitely play Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us. Those two are worth the play for sure.
It legit made all my kids cry though because they killed a pig in the Minecraft Story Mode. It was a very,
no.
I think that's a famous scene because I think I've seen it.
I think there's a few famous people that kind of cried over. I think Markiplier wept.
I can't take it seriously because after playing like the first Walking Dead game, I sobbed for months.
Yeah.
That first Walking Dead was amazing. I got that.
So
I remember. I think I got that free on Games Pass with Xbox.
That's probably one of the best free games that you can get.
Away. Yeah, it blew me away.
I got it when it was like the first episode was free, and then you had to buy the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
so great because like obviously I don't want to give too much away for a shout, but like it's one of those games where like a few of the terrible things that happens, I probably replayed that game like 40 times trying to see if I could change the outcome. It's just to make
I've watched playthroughs. I know what happened.
Yeah, like I literally played it so many times trying to be like, what if I do this? What if I do this?
Yeah.
The ironic thing is, I can't stand the Walking Dead show itself.
I can't either.
Yeah.
I actually
Bored,
am
yeah.
a defender of the show. I
Bores
straight
the
up
piss
am.
out of me. I'm
Yeah.
a realist. I can't deal with that bullshit. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah, after Negan showed up, I
How-
was just kind of done.
How
with
far
it.
did you get, Musty?
Season 3, I think I gave up on about halfway
Yeah.
through season 3.
That would be about where I would have probably, like, if you were gonna quit, I think that would be Cord. Where you quit was unfortunate because Negan was actually probably one of the things that saved the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because like Musty was saying about believability, probably the most believable storyline in a while is this sort of vicious dictator taking over and running, like using other nations to support his like world he's rebuilding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
See,
totally
that-
get that.
that's
And Negan
absolutely-
was my favorite character actually when he came on, but I just kind of got to the point where I'm like, it's not fun anymore, and it's not really anything to do with zombies anymore. Like it's just.
Well, I think the problem was that the actual that they began basing the season on who's gonna survive,
Yeah.
who's gonna die. Tune in next week, and it's just like, okay, really,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
really gonna go down this every fucking week.
Yeah.
It's
It-
just-
That was
it
kind of
is
my
true, though.
issue. Is like for a show that's called The Walking Dead and it's about zombies. There isn't much to do with zombies in the show, and that's kind of.
I won't lie. That's actually my favorite part about it. Because like seasons 1 through 3 are really kind of heavily about zombies, and the further you get into it, if you watch your characters, it gets to the point where like when there's like zombies walking behind them and shit, they just don't care because they've lived in this world for so long that they're just like it's like like you're like, oh, there's a tree, there's a zombie, here's a shovel, like
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
just
part
like
of the
living in
world.
a town getting used to stray cats.
It
Like
kind
you
of
first get there
and-
and you're like, what the fuck? There's all these cats around, but then like you get used to the cats, you're like, eh.
because sometimes some of the deaths are because like you get too complacent, you're too like laid back, and that causes like bad things to happen. But yeah, realistically, when you get into the Negan story arcs, my favorite part is actually the human psychology of just living in the post-apocalyptic world in general and how people change around that.
I think the problem I had was that there seemed to be too many rules in an anarchic situation. You would
Yeah.
think there would be more chaos than there actually was. But the
Right.
thing that hooked me initially was Michael Rooker in season 1, who played, was it Merle Dixon? I think it was.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fucking loved his character was amazing. Loved that character.
Did you get to him in third season before he quit?
When he came back, initially yes, but I think he just came back. I think it was, or I
He's
may have
really
caught a few
good.
episodes. I
He's
loved him.
He's really great
amazing
in his
actor.
second arc too.
Yeah, he's a really, really, really good character. But yeah, I just think it was such a good premise, but it's kind of like, well, you obviously, why are we not running out of these fucking zombies? But you've mowed enough of them down. It's turning into like a dead. If it had turned into like a Dead Rising kind of situation where people started like attaching lawnmowers to the front of Buicks and just like mowing them over, I think I'd have been like, yeah, I can get with that.
There is a few scenes where you see some of that, like fucking. In third season, did you get to the point where they went to go get the guns to fight the governor, and they
Yes.
met back up with, and like the whole town was booby trapped by Morgan?
But that's
They
what I
used,
like.
the
That's
skates,
why
like they used animals and cages to draw them in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and I think it just became too bleak. It was kind of like
It's dark, yeah, I get that. Like the show is very, very Game of Thronesy and very like no hope for anybody you care about, and that's shitty sometimes.
I'm pretty sure they used to have warning tags at the beginning of Dead. After I think it was the first season in the UK, it was like warning: make sure you're heavily medicated before pressing play. You might not get through to the other side. It's just but it was just very, very, very bleak.
Yeah, it is, and the show does a good job at that because some of the biggest deaths in the show, like. You think you're used to the deaths, and then they hurt somebody you really care about, and it cuts you really deep.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not gonna say anything about who. I don't know how far anybody got, or if you guys just are eventually gonna watch through it. I don't want to mess up anything.
I'm planning on never watching the show, but-
you have like all these like you have a bunch of these zombies, and they're all like they just to me it seems like they were all kind of like at the same rate of decay. Like you never saw a fresh zombie.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a special character that just died,
They got better at it later, trying to split it up a little more. But yeah, I agreed with that in the early seasons. They started to, most notably in the later seasons, everything is just gooier. A lot of them are really fucking
Gooier.
like they are decomposed. But yeah, and there's a few that are less decomposed. I think they did a better job of it after probably season 5 on. I would say they probably got better at that. But yeah, it took them a while to get the hang, I think, of because they had the budget to do it and they had the intelligence. So that was there's a few things that they could have done better for sure. Season 2 was atrocious, for example. It was so fucking boring.
Yeah.
And even though the governor was a great character, season 3's Woodbury storyline was the worst also.
You didn't like the governor?
No, I love the governor. I hate Woodbury.
You hated Woodbury? So I was gonna say,
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say the governor was probably one of my favorite characters too.
He was great, and I guess it's more like frustrating because like there's so many people still loyal to him, even when you can obviously tell that he's severely dishinged. But I guess you could say the same for Rick's party. So
yeah,
I kind of wish they would. I kind of wish they would have like some episodes where they just like when you have like the really weird episodes sometimes where they'll go like left field. It's like one episode it just started off like it was like the Day of the Dead or like Grindhouse or something like that, and it just became like comedy zombie hour or something. I think that would have been funny. I'd have enjoyed that. Like turned into like a Ramirez film or something.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, kind of sidetrack from it's still kind of on that because Norman Reedus is it Death Stranding on PlayStation? It's going to be coming out soon. The Kojima.
Yeah.
Have you seen the latest trailer for that?
Not the newest one, probably.
Jesus, do you know? I thought. No, it's wrong for me to say I thought I knew what this game was about because I still have no clue. But it's like I watched the new trailer and I just sat there and I had to watch it like 4 times. I still just go, what does this do for my anticipation for this game?
When I watched the first like E3 like actual playthrough, I think
the
that
UPS simulator.
Yeah. Was I the only one surprised that we were like a mailman? Like, is that weird?
That's what I just said. I was just like, well, okay, we're going to be carrying packages through the desert.
What the fuck? What? That's what the
And there's a point where you had like,
you're like, is this some kind of like weird science experiment where you got like?
Well, he was carrying a corpse or a person. No, sorry, someone who was alive on your back. Like, and there seems to be some sort of balance mechanic involved in it as well. So I was like, what is this like Jenga mixed with like Amazon delivery simulator?
You got like 50 guys on your back, and it's like one of those old Yoshi games where you're trying to like keep the blocks like from falling over.
But here's the worst thing: the newest trailer, they've all of a sudden they've gone all like mystical on us. So it's some guy comes out of nowhere wearing like a skull mask and then brings this like predator-looking lion out of nowhere, and I'm just like, what?
I gotta watch
What's going
it.
on? You've got to watch it. It's hysterical. But
I've got to do it.
It's going to be the most anticipated game where no one knows what the fuck to expect.
Yeah, like it is true. Like every trailer seems like you're like, wait, that's what we're doing, and then the next one you're like, wait, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the categorization they've got on like IGN where they just have question marks. Just like
It's
your guess is as good as mine.
Well, what would you say this game is?
RPG, hack slash, MMO, horror, survival, delivery game.
It's like Tetris, Amazon.
Think of like Metal Gear Solid with like Stardew Valley with like a hint of Animal Crossing for good measure. It's like what?
It's very, very odd.
I'm still buying it though. I'm giving it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're all gonna probably play it.
Yeah. It's
what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh, I am for sure.
I've mentioned this once in one of the other ones. The storyline will be fine. It always is great in Red Dead. I'm super interested in if they're gonna actually take the time to do like GTA 5 style online, but for Red Dead's world.
Oh yeah, there are. It's already going to be there. In fact, the thing that I'm most impressed with is the fact that you can play the entire game in first person mode.
That's cool. That's
which
really
is
cool.
incredible. As long as it's not a throwaway thing, it's not just something to be there for the sake of it being there. I want it to be there that's actually properly
Right.
playable.
I'm
should I say.
excited for probably like the most least thing to be excited about, but it's that the game, like, one, it looks absolutely flawless, like graphics wise, but
Yeah.
you can just stumble, like mindlessly and blindly stumble into a mission. Like you could just hop over
Yeah.
a rock and all of a sudden
Yep.
you're in a fucking cutscene and you're into another mission.
But that's the thing
I
as
like
well.
stuff
It's not
like
even
that.
it's not even a cutscene. There was a bit that I was watching where you were chasing somebody, and then you saw to the right of you there was like a guy on top of a girl. He was like a struggle going on, and he turned and shot at the person, and it was actually the intro to a story mission. And it was just like the transition of it was because we've all played
Yeah.
we've all played GTA. We've all
Yeah.
experienced that pick up a book moment where you're waiting for the next part of the map to load. You're like, okay, I'll come back to it in a few minutes, and then you start thumbing through whatever you're doing, or the
Even
online.
on PC and PC, even with the PC version, it was slow load times.
No, exactly. But even when GTA 5 finally introduced, because remember initially it was supposed to come out on launch, and then it was just like, yeah, no, this isn't going to happen. And then we had to wait. I think it was like 6 or 7 months before they tried it out, and then it was dog shit for a long time, and now it's actually pretty good. But the thing that impressed me is that the map is huge. Apparently, it's supposed to be bigger than The Witcher 3 in scope.
Nice.
But also, they've got the entire first game map within the new map.
Which is
So you
smart
can-
because people love that shit.
Exactly. So you
what-
can actually go back and retrace your steps in the original game, which I think is a masterstroke.
People eat that shit up. Like,
Oh yeah.
because I literally think a tear came to my eye when I went to Shadow Moses in Metal Gear 4. And,
Yeah.
or even like redoings, like when they remade Resident Evil 1 and you could like go through the mansion, but actually see things in high def textures. Like, just going, like, we're
Dog wasn't a
nostalgic.
grouping of polygons.
Yeah, we're nostalgic creatures, and when you get to go to see something that you always dreamed about when you've used your imagination to fill originally, and now it's just there to see, it's kind of an interesting thing, and I think that's a really smart thing for the devs to do.
Well, I remember when playing when they brought out the 4K patch for Red Dead Redemption, and I played it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is incredible!" And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of kind of the Xbox One X, because they can upscale it without actually having to rewrite code, which is the beautiful thing of it. So they just literally put it through coders, and the AI takes over, and then poof, out it pops the other end. But it was amazing just how different it looks, because you forget how old Red Dead Redemption actually is.
It's old.
It was a
really,
360.
it's at least 10 years old, right?
Yeah, it was
like
originally on
8
the
or 9.
360 PS3, I want to say.
It
was
on the
definitely
Yeah, it was a
PS3.
PS3. I
Yeah.
think it was like 2010, 2011.
2010, 11. Okay.
So you can really tell the difference. I mean, and apparently the new one, Rockstar have come out and guaranteed rock solid 60 FPS, 4K.
8 years
which
old.
is, it's 8 years old. Okay, so it's impressive in that scope in itself, because it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. So I'm all over that. But I
I'm
don't like the way
excited
they're
for it.
doing the purchase system of even the top tier, which I think is £109, which is about $140, I think it is. It doesn't give you full access to the game. You've still got to purchase extra shit to go on top.
That should have a straight up season pass if you're going to pay that kind of money.
Exactly, but they're not offering that. They're saying you can get the VIP game, but you're still got to give us some more money to get into the back.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like-
not great. That's not a great system.
Yeah.
No,
Although, you
but
know what's
it's Rockstar though. That's the problem.
Yeah, Rockstar's notorious. Oh, hiccup. Also, I never want to diminish that. Even though it was a funny knockoff, kind of like the same way we got Far Cry Dragon's Blood or whatever the fuck that was, you know?
Yeah.
I actually really liked Red Dead Undead or whatever.
Undead, it was
Yeah,
a
that was-
Undead
phenomenal game.
Redemption. That was really fun and funny and good and enjoyable.
Yeah.
I spent forever hunting down the 4 horses of the apocalypse. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It was just so cleverly done. It was a way of breathing new life into a franchise without
Yeah,
all you were
that
doing was
was
just
Lord
putting
Lang.
like a zombie skin over
a
the top
skin,
of it.
yeah,
It was,
just a skin.
Which I think is a master stroke. It'd be like turning everything black and white and calling it like Red Dead Redemption Noir.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. Like and shit, I'd probably play that too.
Me too.
hey, I watched the hell out of Logan Noir. I don't know if anyone watched
Yes,
that. When
I was just talking about that yesterday. Logan Noir.
it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it in black and white. I thought it was phenomenal. I loved it.
That's how I watched the first time I ever saw the Stephen King's The Mist, the movie version. The director said that he filmed it both in color and black and white for the DVD, and he said that he liked the black and white more. And I watched it in black and white first, and I liked it more than the color. And it's something about it leaves more to the imagination, and it was interesting.
That's the reason why, if you look at the original Dracula, the black and white kind of silent movie version of Dracula, it's fucking terrifying.
Oh, what? That was me.
Okay, yeah, no, I was saying it was terrifying. The original Dracula, because you see it all black and white. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I eat shit like that. But I mean, Rockstar do no wrong apart from their pricing structure.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect a Gran Turismo game until at least 2020.
Well, guys, I think it's time to come to an end.
Yep, that's probably it. I gotta go pee super bad anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, super enjoyed having you, Musty and Shout. Thanks for coming
Always.
on. Thanks for saving the rest of the episode.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Hey,
relighting my interesting pasta, which I'll probably be reading into the wee small hours now.
I have to. This is the first time I think I've ever made it through an entire podcast without saying something about a sexual part or an orgy.
I was just going to say your penis hasn't made one entrance yet.
Yeah, but now it has. So, kaboing! All right,
Gotcha.
that's it. That's all I had to say.
I think Shout still here.
Yeah.
I think he must have muted or something. But anyways, thank you both for coming.
You're welcome.
We both love you very much, especially Shout on D&D nights, and Musty whenever you get on here and talk. It's always great.
Yeah, I wish I could spend more time doing the D&D stuff, but it's literally the middle of the night when you guys do
it
that.
is. Although that might be changing. So
Yeah,
Okay.
we might be switching to Saturday nights.
so yeah,
We're
maybe
switching
we
to
might go
Saturday
earlier.
like afternoons.
Yeah, because then we could update the time a little bit. So we might be playing
cool.
around with that a bit.
Awesome. Well, I'll definitely be around. I watch the replays though, so you know I do my bit.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hang up the call now. So thanks, and
All right.
have a
Take care.
beautiful night, you guys.
See you guys later.
You know.
Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo.
Baby shark doo 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 doo. Time to start the outro
Make a baby shark version.
of the song I was singing. Okay, so at the beginning of the episode, during the pre-stream, Nick can still hear me even though I was muted to the stream, and he stepped away to go to the bathroom or something. And so I just started singing everything I was reading on Google search, and apparently he's got me on blast over there, so they heard me singing.
Really loud, like you could hear it, like not like a little bit.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. That was really good.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like
Baby
a
shark doo 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 doo
like a
doo.
rap flow. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with us for that train wreck and staying for the save with Musty and Shout. Probably gonna. I don't know what do you want to talk about next week, because we still have to keep the like Halloween theme.
Oh, how about masked orgies?
We'll work on it.
Maybe we'll come up with something.
Yeah, well, I'll get back to you later this week.
We could talk about all the fear stoked by Kavanaugh. There we go. That's scary. That's Halloweeny.
That was pretty scary. Yeah. All right, guys. Here's the outro. I hope we all hope you have a beautiful night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I mean, I would be there. Said Shout.
All right.
But for today, we're talking about
Mars.
We're talking about Mars.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Mars.
Wow. And he's like, ah! See, Cal's looking at me like I shouldn't do that. I could have gone more, but I'm gonna end it there.
That's pretty good. I'm just gonna say something that might piss off a lot of